Welcome back to Hockey Talks. I am Carl. That is Dave. McDavid. McDavid news. He has opted.
To leave.
Well,
Just kidding.
Not quite yet. He has opted to not talk about his contract
Yeah.
until later on or even after the season. He says he has every intention to win with the Oilers. But what else did he say?
You tell me.
I tell you. Okay. Well, he wants to hold off on signing or talking about a contract until he can farther down the line in this season and possibly at the end of the season. But his contract is over at the end of this season, so there's been no plans to sign a new contract before the season started. Whereas Leon Draisaitl, he did sign a season or signed a contract before last season, right?
Yeah.
But McDavid has opted to not talk about or do nothing yet. Does
So-
that mean he's going somewhere else?
Here's the thing. I'm waiting for this. Okay. Here's the thing. So McDavid making his position, like verbalizing it and telling people that Edmonton has to perform, and he's going to see how they perform, what changes they make for him to stay there. If you're Edmonton, what do? Right? Like, you either wait for him to not be pleased by the changes that you're making as an Oiler, or as the Oiler company or hockey team, sports team, or you try to get equal value out of McDavid. Trade him away. You trade him. And then you at least get some value over top of just flat out losing him and losing. Like, what are you going to do then? You know,
what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, you think McDavid's actually going to sign a contract?
With Oilers?
Yeah. He
No.
said he has every intention to win with the Oilers, but
Yes.
he did not say that he was going to continue to try.
From
This year, what I'm getting out of this is he's with the Oilers right now, so while he's with the Oilers, he has every intention to win.
yeah.
That's not really saying that he loves the place, he wants to be here, like a lot of people talk, like when they want to stay with the team, they want to be here, they want to make the team, they want the cup to come home to Edmonton.
He's speaking politically correct.
He's very, very vague on this, right?
That's the thing.
Which makes me think that he is weighing his options.
Yep.
He is very much weighing his options. And now we know Draisaitl McDavid apparently had this talk. Well, Draisaitl was in negotiation for his contract. That they discussed that they were going to stay if the other one stayed. Now,
Which is so weird.
yeah, well,
That is the dumbest thing ever.
see, who knows if that was actually a thing?
They're not equals.
They're not equal.
You know, like they
They're
should
good
be
friends.
I know they're
Good
buddies,
friends,
but like,
that.
how many times do you have a buddy that just weighs you down? You know what I mean? Like,
I
and here's the thing about a drowning man: is a drowning man will always pull you under.
Yeah.
Draisaitl is drowning now because he signed a contract.
You know, I think maybe the intention was for McDavid to possibly stay there. They discussed they talked about them playing out their careers in Edmonton, but also maybe giving Draisaitl a chance to be the star on Edmonton, and McDavid maybe taking his chances somewhere
Being a
else.
star on Edmonton.
Look, he's a good player. You don't think you can be a star with McDavid?
Well, I think he's got skills because of McDavid, but I don't think he's a franchise kind of player without McDavid. No. Like, he'll still score some goals, but he's not going to take a team to the cup, in my opinion.
You know, he does have the drive and the passion to do that, right? And that's kind of what you need as a leader. And I think Draisaitl can be the good leader that Edmonton needs.
I think Bryce.
Okay, besides McDavid.
We can have our own opinions on that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But, yeah, I think Draisaitl could have what it takes. Losing McDavid would be setting the Oilers back a few years. Definitely. Right? They'd have to find some other pieces to come in and fill that void if you can.
That's my point.
And then
Draisaitl's not a kind of player that can take a team to the finals.
not by himself.
No.
Well, maybe. Not by
McDavid,
himself.
in my opinion, McDavid can do it without Dry. That's my point, is they're not equals. So, like,
They're not equal.
they're friends. And how many times as kids do we imagine ourselves being, like, going to space and being an astronaut or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or the more mature you get, the older you get as a human being, you realize that there's certain things that weigh you down for no reason. Like, why are you, like, if it's your dream to get a Stanley Cup, why are you letting a friendship? I get it, friends are important, but like, stand in the way of your career? Because, I mean, as much as they're friends, they're also coworkers.
Yeah.
And so you're letting a coworker get in the way of you advancing and getting to a better position to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that being said, Edmonton Oilers could very well go this year and win the Stanley Cup. They could make the changes that McDavid requires. I just think it's hogwash, silly, talking about staying on the team because they're buddies.
No,
they're
I don't
best
think
friends.
that has actually anything to do with it.
Frenzies.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. But McDavid has built a life in Edmonton, right?
Yeah.
Right? He has built a life in Edmonton. And to throw that all out the window and go somewhere else, depending how much desire he has to win that Stanley Cup.
But you got to keep in mind too, like he's built a life in Edmonton, but hockey players they live in a different caliber. Yeah. Like these kids are not even in their own home by the time they're 15. They moved. Exactly. So they're used to that kind of stuff. They'll live wherever they need to live and wherever they get paid. And at the end of the day, it's not money that McDavid wants. It's the Stanley Cup. After he wins that, sure, cha-ching, make the money. Yeah. Obviously, he's not going to take $10 million, but at the end of it, I don't think in a hockey player like McDavid's, where he's very goal oriented, is best at what he does. I think it's more related to whatever it's going to get him a Stanley Cup, and I think he's kind of given Edmonton the benefit of the doubt, and it's just the way I see it is if he keeps on seeing it like he doesn't want to leave because he doesn't want to lose every the momentum they've gotten so far. I forget what it's called, but it's called something where you put so much blood and tears into something that you're not thinking straight.
Yeah, you want to be loyal to the team, the franchise, right?
Yeah, and it's because there's a saying for it, but it's at the end of the day he needs to, in my opinion, leave because. Why? It's the definition of insanity to do the same thing over and over again and expect something different.
So, do you think the Oilers will win the Cup this year?
No chance. That's what I've been ranting about.
Get to the final.
Probably.
And lose to the
Panthers. Edmonton, Florida, again. Honestly, throughout the this is my own opinion now. I'm curious to get what your opinion is, but in the Western side of things, throughout the West for Edmonton Oilers. I don't even think they got lucky. Like they just played really, really well. I mean,
they did.
If you think about it, like if things would have taken a bit of a different route, like the Colorado might be doing a play for McDavid, and so they got rid of Rantanen to free up the cap space. Colorado has a very, very skilled team.
Yes.
And they got eliminated early this year. I think they would have really been contenders for Edmonton Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, I don't know. LA Kings, I had maybe giving them the biggest fight, but even that, I think 5 games.
Yeah, they started off hot. They were up 2-0 against the Oilers. Then the Oilers just
6 games.
Yeah, 6 games.
Okay.
Sorry, they were up 2-0 against the Oilers, and then the Oilers just found and swept them after that. Yeah. So LA Kings have a long ways to go into that regard, and the Oilers are dominant. Right? Yeah. They are a very, very good hockey team, well-rounded. But they did lose a few guys this year, but same with the year before. And everybody thought, no, they're not going to make it back. They're not going to make it back. They are right back in it. Right?
I didn't think that. Because all that's BS. It's all noise.
Yeah.
If you have as talented of a team as you do, you're going to make the playoffs. Yeah. Period. Absolutely. Just a matter of what spot you're going to get in. It's like same with Toronto. It's the same idea. People freak out. Oh, this person's not getting the goal. This person's not getting the assist. At the end of the day, they always seem to get them.
Well, you know what? If they get rid of McDavid, they'd have a lot more cap space to free up to give to Skinner.
Yeah, right. As dominant the goalie is, that actually leads me to something else. Here's a quick thing. I think with the expansion of the NHL and all these higher caliber forwards, defense, all that stuff coming into the league, being around for a while, because it takes 20 years or maybe 18 for a kid to be born and grow up to be able to play the NHL. And so if you think as it's expanding, people are getting more and more interested in the hockey, and then they're enlisting their kids in hockey. They're playing, and so you're getting these more and more elite players playing. Yeah. One thing that isn't scaling as much is elite goaltenders. In fact, it is so hard to get, and I really do think that the team that can build around an elite goaltender is going to be pretty dominant.
Yeah.
And it's just it's weird because I think we're at a point where teams might be starting to build a little bit different because, it doesn't matter how much power you have in your front line.
Yeah.
If you have a solid goaltender, that's almost just as valuable, or if not more so. This, right now, anyways.
Yeah. For goaltending standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just there is not a lot of high end talented goaltenders that actually are available or upcoming, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't see a whole lot of guys that are standout goaltenders that are coming into the league right now.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stuck with these mid-grade, low-grade goaltenders that come in and try to fill voids. But I mean, there are opportunities if, like you said, if McDavid didn't sign a contract and they wanted to get something for it, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to maybe should McDavid get a really good goaltender.
But that's also another problem. Like, who do you even get? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Who is as valuable as that? Keep in mind, has he won a cup? No. Is he a good player? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's also about what team he jives with and all that, and
Yeah.
it makes
It would be
you
McDavid's choice.
yeah.
It would be McDavid's choice.
But it makes you wonder, like, where on earth would he go? Like, is there a Florida team, like Tampa, Florida? Do you think maybe he'd go to one of those teams? I know he certainly, if he's if he cares financially, he will, because they don't get hacked
Free, right?
on any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Tax-free stuff.
you can have somebody making 8 million or 10 million and making as much as McDavid.
I do not think he would go to Florida, given the fact that they beat him twice in the Stanley Cup final and crushed him. You think he would go to Florida?
Maybe not Florida, but Tampa Bay, I think he would.
Well, maybe Tampa.
Yeah, that's in Florida.
Yeah.
Not that checked.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, tax-free zone. I mean, a lot of people love that aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see McDavid going to a Florida team.
Yeah.
Maybe he would. I wouldn't like that.
Do you think that players actually go to teams like Florida and Tampa Bay because it is more money?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a big drawing point to it, right?
I feel like
it's beautiful weather all the time.
It's Florida.
It's Florida.
Yeah.
Yes. But, yeah, I don't know. It'd be McDavid's choice to wherever he wanted to go. That's where they would trade him and try to make something work. But either way, no matter where he goes, they'd get you would imagine, getting a large return for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Probably the biggest in NHL history, maybe, other than when Wayne Gretzky got traded from Edmonton.
Yeah, that was
LA.
nice.
But they screwed up on that trade big time when they traded Gretzky to Edmonton. They hardly got anything. I can't remember who they got out of that, but it mounted for a couple of years, and that was a wash, right? I mean, not what Wayne Gretzky became. That was a fail on.
But that's why I think that McDavid, if he were to go somewhere, he possibly would go somewhere who would use who could use the boost.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of talks in the background. It's like, I could see him going somewhere where, like, maybe not like Seattle maybe, or something like that. How amazing, how crazy would that be if he goes to like a Seattle?
Yes.
Or Utah, Mammoth.
A bottom team.
Yeah.
I mean, Utah.
Well, when Gretzky went to LA, was LA a top team? I don't remember.
They were.
Oh, I wasn't alive.
Yeah,
Maybe I was.
I'm not so sure. If they were a top team, I don't remember, but it was. I don't know if they. I don't think Gretzky wanted to be traded. Anyways, they just traded him.
Yeah, but that's
wasn't even his choice.
But that's why I think that when they do something like that, it's kind of like LA. It makes you think that the NHL has some hand in it, and they're like, well, LA doesn't have as much of a fan base. We need to bring somebody there that can win games for these guys and get a fan base out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if Edmonton does trade, if Edmonton does trade McDavid, they'd be looking for something to balance out. And what if Bettman were to go up and say, Edmonton, this is what we're going to give you, kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
As long as you bring your player to, insert dying fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Seattle or a more importantly Utah.
Fan base.
Yeah.
Bettman would be all over that.
That's what I'm talking about, right? Because if they trade him, he has no choice until May, right? Is when his contract's done? Or June?
Next year.
Yeah.
May, I think June. Yeah.
So the real question is, if they don't think that McDavid's gonna sign with them, they're going to trade it around, not because they're just going to get an equal value in player terms, but also I feel like something's going to happen in the background where they'll make or Bettman will make it right.
Gary Bettman gets his uh, Arizona team back with
Yes,
the new
with
face Connor
McDavid.
McDavid. Here we go, Bettman. Gare Bear. That's the hunt.
Wouldn't that be insane if that actually happened?
Crazy, yeah. Because he's been fighting to get that Arizona team back in there, which I don't understand why. But if you can have a guy like McDavid there, you bet that work.
So either McDavid's going to go somewhere he wants to, or it's not going to be.
Or he'll just stay in Edmonton and be an Edmonton.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it.
I think it's done.
It just it feels like it's not gonna happen. Yeah. Not going to be a thing. Well, we spent all our time talking about this McDavid news. We ran out of time for everything else.
Yes.
We'll have to get back to those next time. Thanks again for watching Hockey Talks, and we'll see you later.